Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. It's been a wonderful Thursday with lots of inspiration being served. Right now, though, we are turning our attention to some movies releasing. Yes, and JP Sebastian, our movie critic, is here, and he's just said to me, he said, listen, this is one of those rare weeks where I really feel excited for some movies releasing. JP, lucky to have you, my friend.
Yes, please bring it on, brother.
Very much, and I hope that you're excited about some of these. It's my job to try and sell them to you in a way, even though JP's not paid to say these things. He just loves them. Just so you know.
Is JP asking for money? What?
So, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's maybe like, look, most movies are good or possible or whatever, and then it's like 6 weeks per year where I'm just like, man, we're in for a treat. Like, we're being treated really kindly this week. And the first one that I have to talk about is, this is the first movie you're going to talk about. If you go study film and media, UCT, you go UW, you go AFTER, wherever, you go UJ. Oldboy is going to be first semester. And it's really a textbook in... Dude, the camera is a pen. The camera is... Look at... Oh, yes, I'm so excited about this, guys. It is a gift. Don't neglect the visual storytelling. Not everything has to, like, jump out of a human's mouth.
Yeah.
And you can't just trust, you know, your audience to get something by a shot that you chose and the framing and... Oh, man. So Oldboy is from 2003. And really, this is like when Korean film comes on the scene, when everyone goes... in the West, and everyone goes, they've been busy. Like, what the heck have Korea been up to? They make some really amazing movies. Aside from this, by the same director, Park Chan-wook, was also Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, which was incredible. People miss A Bittersweet Life. JP highly recommends. He stood in his lounge and clapped alone. It was that good.
Whoa.
But Oldboy is a masterpiece, guys. They tried to remake it with, even though I like Spike Lee, I like Josh Brolin, I like Elizabeth Olsen, it was a misfire. This movie is about like 3 times better than that. And this movie, if you like the kind of thing that say like Denzel Washington, Man on Fire, 4 times better than that. If you, I mean, these are dumb to put numbers on.
Dude,
These
you're
things.
making massive statements now, eh?
No, this is a masterpiece. And I like Man on Fire. But Oldboy, guys, so the story being that this guy gets kidnapped off the street, and for 15 years he's shoved in a little cell. He doesn't know who did this. Why would anyone kidnap him? He tries to go through the names. It was Ryle. I know it was Ryle. He stole my ponytail. It was you, and he stole my dance moves. Etc. So then he trains his body to get jacked, to wreak revenge. This is like one of those first movies where that cheesy line of a rampage of revenge would come along. It would be for a movie like this.
Wow.
15 years that this guy, and this is one of the best acting performances I've seen in my life. Whoa. You get to see this on the big screen. It's a 4K restoration in South Africa tomorrow, and you really owe it to yourself. Like I said, you like Man on Fire? You like Taken? You like mystery thrillers that have like Shakespearean size to them? Then Oldboy is just a beautiful, it's astonishing, everything about it. Looking at this footage, I was getting goosebumps again. It's out tomorrow, 4K restoration.
Thanks. We know where JP is going to be. So
yeah, I'm joining you, bro. I'm joining you after that hype.
Yes,
well, next on the list, Mapantsula.
Yes, and this is a movie that naturally very few South Africans will really know about or have seen because it was banned during apartheid.
It was
I've not
banned?
Seen it myself.
Why?
Yeah. Because the South African police and the censorship board was like, it will incite violence in the blacks. And so in 1988, it was maybe a brave few independent cinemas that tried to show some sort of backbone to show this, and then the rest of us just didn't get to see it. And the larger distributors who are still around were like, we're not touching that. And then also, obviously, it was banned. You'd get the police knocking on your door, beating you up. It made its debut, I think, at Cannes Film Festival of the same year, and now it's part of a collection of classics. Including last week we would have spoken about Sarafina, which is also now on big screen. But guys, this is a rare opportunity for us. Like it's edited so well. It reminds me a bit even of some certain shots. I'm like, dude, that's La Haine. La Haine is a great French movie as well, and you owe it to yourself to see that too. But Mapantsula is a story about a guy who is a Mapantsula. He is a gangster. He's a hustler. His side hustle is street crime until he is politicized and realizes that our main hustle should in fact be the destruction of white supremacist capitalism and the apartheid government. So he gets swept up at the very start, chucked in the wagon with the rest of some activists, and he's just a criminal. But he tries to represent himself to make them think, oh no, he's part of the group while he's in the prison cell. And then he starts to realize that, well, there should probably be more to life than playing the happy-go-lucky, wearing shirts as grotesque as JP is dressing like a pantsula that I had this morning. So before even like Tsotsi and stuff like that, because we all go, Tsotsi, and that has its place in this time. There were amazing movies that we were not allowed to see. And this has great acclaim overseas. Obviously, it has great support even in some African countries that are non-South African. And this is a rare chance for us to see. There you go. That's the shot that reminds me, man. And they know it. They know La Haine was watching this movie. This is a 4K restoration that you get to see on the big screen. Please don't miss this opportunity. It's a great thing because, like, when you know, being on social media as we are, you see these dumb conversations. I see some young people of color saying, "I won't be my ancestors. I'm going to be a fighter." It's like, dude, your ancestors used to fight, and you should. Luta continua, man. Like the fight goes on. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but like this is a movie that's telling these stories, like Sarafina, for example. That we don't know what our parents had to go through. I hid under a desk from Casper's at school. I was a barbaki. But anyway, so Mapantsula, masterpiece according to a lot of critics, including Spike Lee, who I mentioned earlier, who said, thank goodness an apartheid movie that is from the perspective of black people, even though it's directed by an ally in Oliver Schmitz, you get to see it big screen.
Righto, thank you very much. We have one more that you need to run it through quickly. How do I say this?
Doraemon.
Doraemon, Nobita Sky, Utopia.
You really don't need a long title like that for a kids' movie, right? This is one of those, I don't know if it made a landing in South Africa. We had like Pockle the squirrel back in the day. It was a Japanese animation. You remember
I remember Pockle.
Thank you.
Thank
Most people don't. Oh, good grief. But then you had like Heidi and Macy Sonderberger, and I think it was pre-Studio Ghibli that it was. So like there were a lot of Japanese animations that were making a landing here. We know Hello Kitty, we know that that's ubiquitous. And Doraemon is this cute blue magical cat that I think that we've seen all over the place as well. You see it on people's bags, purses, you see it on toys and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if it has the kind of following that it has here historically. We grew up on maybe other stuff. Still, if you have kids who are little young ones, maybe in the range of 7, this could be for them.
My boys are into this, and I love this because I love good old school animation, which is good. You don't see that often nowadays anymore.
High polished CG. If it looks like it's hand drawn, there's a human.
It's just that real, it takes us back and it's like the real art form, which is amazing. Thank you, dude. I can see that you're very excited.
Aside from that, Oldboy, you got Blue Beetle, of course, if you want that too, and then Mapantsula, I have to support that, and we have to as well, South Africa.
We've got lots to do this weekend. JP, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, sorting out the weekend. Get hyped, get your plans sorted out. It's compliments of this man. If you want to add to the list, then maybe just slide in his DMs because he's got a lot more for you to watch this weekend. For now, though, watch this man.
Verboten. Censorship board, no.